Imagine a world where you can fly from Los Angeles to New York in under 30 minutes. Not by plane, but through a tunnel beneath the Earth. Where rockets don't burn up after one flight. They land like airplanes and fly again. Where your car drives itself without hands on the wheel, safer than any human driver. Where cities on Mars aren't science fiction, they're blueprints. And where the line between dream and reality isn't just blurred, it's been erased. This isn't a movie, it's not a fantasy, it's what Elon Musk is building right now. Not because he wants fame, not because he wants money, but because he believes humanity must become multiplanetary or disappear. And if we're going to survive, we need someone who dares to think bigger than history. Before 2015, rockets were disposable. They exploded into the ocean. They burned up in the sky. They became space junk. Every launch cost tens of millions. Every mission was a gamble. Then, on December 21st, 2015, something impossible happened. Falcon 9 lifted off from Cape Canaveral, delivered its payload to orbit. And then it turned around, fired its engines, slowed down, descended, and landed vertically on a floating platform in the Atlantic Ocean. No parachute, no splashdown, no destruction, just silence, and then applause. That moment changed everything. Space travel stopped being an expensive government project. It became a reusable machine, a tool, a service. Elon Musk didn't just improve a rocket. He redefined the economics of space. And suddenly, satellites, cargo, even people could reach orbit for less than the price of a luxury car. The revolution wasn't loud. It was quiet, like a bird landing on a branch. But it changed the sky forever. Everyone talks about colonizing Mars. Most say it's impossible. Too far, too cold, too dangerous, too expensive. Elon Musk says, impossible is just a word. His plan isn't romantic. It's brutal, realistic. He doesn't want tourists. He wants settlers. The first colony? 200 people. Not astronauts. Not scientists. Farmers. Engineers. Teachers. Parents. People who will live, die, and raise children on a planet with no oxygen, no water, no atmosphere, and radiation levels that would kill you in hours. They'll live in domes, grow food in hydroponic labs, mine ice from permafrost, recycle every drop of sweat, every breath, every drop of waste. It won't be comfortable. It won't be safe. It will be hard, harder than anything humans have ever done. But here's the truth. If we stay on Earth, we risk extinction. From asteroids, from climate collapse, from war, from disease. Mars isn't an escape. It's insurance, a backup drive for human civilization. And Musk is writing the code. In 2012, Elon Musk published a 57-page white paper titled Hyperloop Alpha. No slides, no pitch deck, just physics. He proposed a sealed tube, evacuated to near vacuum. Inside, capsules the size of a bus glide on magnetic fields. No wheels, no friction, no air resistance. At 1,200 kilometers per hour, faster than a commercial jet. Travel from Los Angeles to San Francisco, 560 kilometers in 30 minutes. Cost, $20. Energy, solar panels along the track. Noise, almost none. It sounds like a video game, but it's not. It's engineering, and it's already being tested. In Nevada, in Dubai, in China. The Hyperloop isn't meant to replace planes. It's meant to replace cars, trains, highways. Cities built around traffic jams will vanish. Commuting will become obsolete. You'll live in the mountains, work in the city, dinner with friends on the coast, all in the same day, and you won't even feel the motion. There's a place in Boca Chica, Texas, once just sand and seagulls. Now it's Starbase, a private spaceport. Not run by NASA, not by the military, by SpaceX. Here, Starship, the largest rocket ever built, is assembled. Here it launches. Here it lands. And soon, here, ordinary people will board it. Not to work, not to study, to visit, to look back at Earth from orbit, to float above the curvature, to see the thin blue line of our atmosphere and realize how small we are. Robots will prepare the ships. AI will manage the systems. Humans will just go. Space tourism isn't for billionaires anymore. It's for teachers, for nurses, for teenagers who've never left their hometown. In 10 years, your vacation might not be Paris. It might be low Earth orbit, and you'll take a selfie with Earth behind you and post it on Instagram, because that's what we do now. We turn miracles into memes. Tesla didn't invent electric cars, but it made them desirable, and then it made them autonomous. Today's Teslas have 8 cameras, 12 ultrasonic sensors, a radar, a neural network trained on billions of miles of real-world driving. It sees what you miss. It reacts faster than you can blink. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't text. It doesn't drink. It doesn't rage. By 2026, Tesla promises full autonomy. No steering wheel. No pedals. No driver. Just a seat and a screen. You'll tap "Go to Miami," and the car will drive you there safely, quietly, efficiently, and statistically, it will be 10 times safer than a human driver. Because machines don't make mistakes. People do. And every year, over 1 million people die in car crashes. Mostly because of us. So why keep letting humans drive? Elon Musk isn't selling cars. He's selling freedom. Freedom from death. Freedom from stress. Freedom from time wasted behind the wheel. What if planes didn't burn kerosene? What if they flew on electricity? Elon Musk has said it before. I'm working on an electric jet. Not hybrid. Not hydrogen. Pure electric propulsion. Using advanced batteries. Superconducting motors. Magnetic thrust. No exhaust. No noise. No emissions. No runways needed. Vertical takeoff and landing. Imagine airports without smoke. Without queues. Without delays. Just silent pods lifting off from rooftops. Flying silently over cities. Landing on helipads. This isn't sci-fi. It's happening. Companies like Joby Aviation and Archer are already testing prototypes. Elon isn't leading this race, but he's setting the goal. And when it happens, aviation as we know it will vanish, and the sky will become clean again. How do you talk to a colony on Mars? Satellites? Radio waves? Delay? 8 to 20 minutes each way. That's not communication. That's messaging. Elon Musk's solution? Starlink. A network of over 6,000 satellites already circling Earth. Now imagine thousands more orbiting Mars, forming a mesh network across the solar system. Instant data transfer, video calls, streaming, email, internet access on Mars. Not slow, not delayed, real time, with enough bandwidth for schools, for hospitals, for families to watch their children grow from 2 planets away. This isn't about entertainment. It's about survival, connection, identity. If we become interplanetary, we can't afford to be isolated. We need to stay human, even when we're not on Earth. One day, someone will buy a souvenir on Mars. A flag, a rock, a photo of themselves standing on red soil. How will they pay for it? With dollars? Bitcoin? Maybe. But Elon Musk has hinted at something else. A new currency, not tied to any nation, not controlled by any bank, built for space, digital, decentralized, immutable, perhaps based on blockchain, perhaps based on quantum encryption, perhaps named simply Mars Coin. It won't be for Earth. It will be for those who live beyond it. And when they trade with each other, they won't care about exchange rates. They'll care about survival, about trust, about connection. Money will stop being about power. It will become about presence. And in space, presence is everything. Elon Musk isn't a genius. He's not a prophet. He's not even the richest man in the world. He's a man who refuses to accept limits. He looks at the sky and doesn't see a boundary. He looks at the future and doesn't see a mystery. He sees a problem and he builds a solution. He doesn't wait for governments to act. He doesn't wait for permission. He doesn't wait for approval. He just does it, and he makes others believe it's possible. He didn't invent rockets, but he made them affordable. He didn't invent electric cars, but he made them desirable. He didn't invent space tourism, but he made it inevitable. He didn't invent AI, but he made it personal. He didn't invent Mars colonies, but he gave them a name, a timeline, a purpose. And now, millions of people believe it's coming because he made them believe. Some call him crazy. Others call him a messiah. But the truth? He's neither. He's just a man who looked at the edge of possibility and stepped over it. And if we follow, we won't just reach Mars. We'll become something new. Not human, not alien. Something in between. A species that learned to leave home and still remembered how to love it. We hope this journey ignited your curiosity. Stay with us as we explore the minds that dare to build tomorrow. Subscribe and join us for the next discovery.